Welcome back. Yes, another episode. Square Circle Podcast. You know what we're doing. We're illustrating all parts of boxing, every fabric and fibre that makes it a sport we want to discuss and put a light on. And today, I'm very, very welcome to have our first senior elite amateur on the show, / TikToker, / do you know who he is, / we're going to find out today. Please welcome Fred Pullen. How you doing?
How's it going, bro? You good, yeah?
Yeah, you're
Pleasure
right.
to be on here.
Yeah, wicked, man. So, obviously, we've seen each other in the gyms, box fit, all that sort of stuff, and I see you're doing your thing, but we're going to take it back so people that don't know Fred Pullen, because you had a little bit of a stumble out on the road. Did you know Fred Pullen? And
Yeah.
So we're going to use this podcast to hopefully let everyone know who you are.
So if you don't know, by the end of it, you will know.
Yeah. Absolutely. So let's go to boxing straight away, because this is what we're here for. Over 80 amateur fights.
Yeah, 81 amateur fights now.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, man. It's all right. It's all right. But boxing's all I've ever known. Like, from a baby, from the age of 6 or 7, I always say, there's a joke in the family, I come out the womb punching. For me, from 6 or 7 years of age, boxing's my life. So,
and the clubs you boxed for?
I started off at Hong Church in Elm Park.
Okay.
My local club. Started off there. Then went Newham after there's a bit of trouble at Hong Church in Elm Park. The head coach got banned because what happened was we went out to Sweden. I went out there for my first fight. Okay. And
your first fight was in Sweden?
First fight was in Sweden.
Wow.
Yeah. So what it was, in Sweden, you can box when you're 10.
Okay.
Competitively. Okay. But over here you have to be 11.
Yeah, that's correct.
So we went out there when I was 10. I had my first fight out there and then come back. But there's a bit of trouble out there. What happened was one of the boxers, after he lost the fight, he actually chinned the other kid. When the ref announced the winner, brought him around to shake hands, he chinned the other kids. And then the head coach, I just got banned for a little bit. So we ended up leaving there. Went to Newham. Then I ended up boxing for my uncle for a little bit. Okay. Up in Cambridge, my Uncle Gary.
Okay.
Trumpeton Amateur Boxing Club.
Okay.
Too far to keep going up there. Everybody's going up there. Most nights I'd get home from school, we'd leave to go Cambridge. I'd train and then get home at like 10 p.m. at night. So in the end, it was too much. So after that, we headed back down south. Repton was there for a few years. Mm-hmm. Back to Newham for a little stint, a couple months, and then finally at West Ham, and that's where I'm at now today. Fantastic. West Ham Amateur Boxing Club.
Wicked. And there's obviously loads of fights you can talk about, but I want to talk about you finally winning the ABAs. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Let's talk about before you won that. Was it 4 finals or 5?
5. That was my 5th final.
5th. So the four you lost.
4 I lost
in the final. Just talk about those for a second. Everyone in the amateurs trains hard, respectively. It's like a hidden thing of people saying, it's the amateurs, you can win it, you can't. Any of those 4, hand on heart, do you feel like you should have got the nod?
Of course. I think 3 of them was 3-2 split decisions.
Okay.
So, 3 out of the 4 was 3-2 split decisions. And obviously one of them definitely lost. That was my first one.
Okay.
The other 3, like I say, they're close fights, but I always say it just wasn't good enough. It wasn't clear enough. Everyone can always argue, split decisions this way, that way. But even still, 3 of those 5 judges still had you losing the fight, so you didn't win it clear enough.
Yeah.
Always say that.
How does that feel after? And with the finals, just to cut in there, with the finals you had, how many of them were from like pre's, quarters, semis, and final? Because I know sometimes you can get buys, but was you in a weight class that was like you had to literally get to the final?
Bro, all my life I've never had a buy. Never once had a buy through any region, through any stage. I've always boxed every stage of every tournament. So
wow.
Yeah. Even like this last one with the seniors, boxed all through London, boxed the national pre-quarters, national quarters, national semis, national finals, like all the way through. And I've always had it that way. It just
wow. So
some people,
that's because I see it at the minute with the Londons. It's like you get the thing. It's like, raw. That's a final straight away. That's a semi and a final. It's like it's crazy. So. Okay, so we've had 4, and you reckon you should have got the nod on the majority of them. The one you won, take away the excitement of winning. Did you win that one?
Yeah, you know what? That was a funny one. In the finals there, it got called off after 2.5 minutes into the first round. Clash of heads. And went to the scorecards after the first.
Wow.
After literally 2 minutes into the fight. But
what, Clash of heads?
Clash of heads. So yeah, it got stopped on a cut. On the other kid got a cut, so he got stopped on the cut.
Wow.
And then, but that's like I always say, like you've got to give everything in every moment of every fight because you never know what could happen.
Yeah.
So it's like if I didn't come out and give it my all in them first 2 minutes,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have even got none
yeah.
in that one there. So it's like it just shows you have to give everything in every minute of every fight, especially in the amateurs.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, people keep saying this stuff. The amateurs.
Yeah.
You know, I've been on the end of my fight has been on the end of some bad decisions. You know, it's always a bad decision when it's you, but when there's so many other people telling you, "Oh, your boy should have got the nod." In your experience with your over 80 fights, so you're well more than experienced to answer this. Do some clubs just get the nod?
There's a lot of politics in amateur boxing, I believe.
This is what we're here for, Fred.
Yeah.
Don't cover. Listen, I'm not asking you to name anyone, shame. I'm just trying to say, in your opinion, if you have a certain jersey on, have you almost half won the bout already? As long as you box the way you should box.
Yeah. In some, yes and no. I want to say yes and no. Like even like down to the point I've seen boys where like they're like, especially in the early days when I first started out boxing, I'm fighting a Repton boy today, and you can see the boys almost folded, and the boys almost give in before he's even got in the ring and boxed, just because the boys from another club or it's from this or from that, and it's a bit like Chinese whispers. You hear this about Repton boys, or you hear this about West Ham boys, or this or whatever. So I've seen it where the boys almost beat themselves before they've even got in the ring, just because of who they're, or the vest that the person that the boxing's wearing.
Yeah.
So it's a funny one, but yeah, like I say, there's a lot of politics in amateur boxing.
Yeah.
Some people are favoured, some people aren't. But I'm not.
Should there be at that level at amateur boxing? Should there be politics?
I don't think there should be no politics in any level of boxing. It's just a sport. It's no different to football, golf. It's just a sport, especially amateur boxing. It's the purest form of boxing as a sport. Yeah. So there shouldn't be no. I don't think there should be any sort of politics or anything. It's just let the boys have fun and the girls have fun. And just enjoy it for what it is. Yeah.
And where are you from? Where did you grow up, Fred?
I grew up Hornchurch, Romford.
Okay.
Minster, all around there.
Okay.
That's my home ground.
Let's talk about that area really quickly, because it's something I'm trying to home in on a little bit with boxing. Hornchurch, that area. What would you class it as in terms of? Is it rough? Is it, what would you class it? Because what I'm trying to find out, and I'm being proved wrong a lot of the time, is that unless you come from a certain area and you've gone through certain trials and tribulations, you don't find that grit that's sometimes needed. Or unless you've got an old man that's a bit of a geezer, if you want to, do you know what I mean? Like,
course, yeah.
It's shown you how you should carry yourself, how you should be. Yeah. Where I am in this area here, there's a lot of, kids, young kids, boys and girls that come from really good homes, they've got everything they need. So trying to find that little bit of grit in between having everything they want is sometimes quite difficult to find. Area you grew up, product of your own environment, what would you say it's like growing up in that area and the effect it could have on someone that wants to take up boxing? Of
course, yeah. Well, the area I'm from, it's a funny one, because I grew up on an estate, council estate, and I'll tell you the truth, we never had nothing as a kid. Some of my earliest memories is me getting ready for school and having bailiffs knock on the door, and mum being like, "Don't answer the door," or like even like running out of electric and not having no money to put on the thing and having to light candles around the dinner table. That's some of my earliest memories in life. But like 5 minutes down the road, you've got £1 million houses in Gideon Park. And like, so the area I grew up, it's a bit of a funny area, because you can literally go from one extreme to the other. Right. And I'm not saying I grew up in like the worst of the worst of the worst. There's a lot of places that are worse than where I grew up.
Yeah.
But the environment I did grow up in and how
do you honestly think that's helped, that's given you that?
Without a doubt.
So what do you say to those, or what is the direct, what's the word I'm looking for here without going around the houses? What could someone substitute that doesn't have that can still make it to that level? Because we're not talking about hitting the pads or hitting the bag. When it's getting hard in there, Fred.
Of course.
And you're like, fucking, I'm 2 rounds down, and this kid's fucking doing me in. You got to dig in, ain't you? You got to, and unless someone comes from that, I had a Harrow Davis on here. He's come from poverty, crime, all that. It feels like, what can you substitute for that grit for those kids who see people like you, like whoever that doesn't? I want to do that, but they could be missing that one ingredient that doesn't get them over that line.
I don't necessarily think it's you have to come from poverty to have that, or have to come from hardship, or you have to come from hardship. I believe myself that you have to be able to overcome some sort of friction or some sort of hardship in your life. You have to overcome it. You have to have something in your life where the odds are stacked against you, and you're able to beat the odds. That's what I believe. And I think if you've got that and you're able to beat the odds, and you've beat the odds before, you can do it again in the future.
And if you haven't ever beat the odds or had to, what are you saying? You got to
get yourself out your comfort zone. You've got to do what don't make you feel comfortable. You have to get out there and try things you wouldn't normally try. Put yourself in a position where you can't, or you're not used to being the underdog. You have to put yourself amongst the hardship, because if your environment doesn't give it to you, you have to create it yourself.
And the gyms you've been at, so you've been at Hornchurch,
Yeah,
Repton,
yeah.
Newham, and West Ham. Which one of those four, without being biased,
Cool, yeah,
would
yeah.
you say, fucking hell, like you got to have some fucking balls to fucking be here?
Definitely Repton or West Ham. Them two did. I remember when I first went to Repton, I would get my head punched in week after week after week after week, because you're sparring with there must be 10, 11, 12 boys your weight in that gym or in them gyms. So every week I'm coming in the gym, I'll get my head punched in again and again and again, and you're coming back next week and you're still getting beat up, and you're thinking, mate, what is this for me?
So let's home in on that. This is great. This is great stuff, because I want this to get out there. So that can go two ways.
100%.
They go, oh, fuck this, I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
What made you keep coming back? What was it?
You know what it is? I think it's just I wanted to be better. I've always had that from a young kid. I've always had a drive in my life, and I've always known that I don't know if this come across arrogant or cocky, but I've always known I'm meant for more. I've always known that I'm gonna do great things in life. I've always known it, even as a young kid.
Where do you think that comes from?
I'm not too sure.
Dad, uncle, godfather, brother, sister, cousin.
Truthfully, I think myself. I've always just and growing up how I grew up as well. You didn't really have too many people you didn't see many people doing big things around you. So it was like, you did see on the TV though, people on the TV, like I used to love watching boxing as a kid and watching like, even just like films as a kid. And then it weren't until I sort of got a little bit older as well, and I started looking into sort of the lives of so like I loved Manny Pacquiao as a kid.
Okay.
And looking at how Manny Pacquiao come up and how he come from literally nothing. Nothing, slums.
But again, that falls into that category of grit, of like, I want to get myself out of this situation. I don't have, like, I'm going to keep bringing up the same example I know I've used in my other episodes, but went to an amateur show, my two kids lost. The fire in the eyes of their opponents was just completely different to start with. It was in South London. And when we left, obviously, we went back in the cars. When we were driving out, this kid that won, the bus stop by himself waiting for a bus.
Yeah.
No parents coming to watch him. No threat. And that's a kid that went and won. He's got his medal, you know. And I just feel like it's becoming more and more apparent, like you're saying, without hardship, without something you have to overcome. So I've opened, this gym in this area, which is a fantastic area. But again, it has its affluent side, it has its other sides. But it's like they don't really get that,
Yeah. No, I get that, man. I get that. You know what it is? For me as well, it was always a thing of like, I am going to do this. Like, it's just that real self-belief. I can do this. Like, I used to look at Manny Pacquiao and I used to generally think, well, if he can do that, then why can't I? Why can't I? And even as I got older, another big one for me was Conor McGregor.
Okay.
Literally, come from nothing, was on benefits, but he believed. And he truly believed, and he truly knew that, yeah, I can do this. And there's so many other examples. But
so you're 21 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. Very mature for your age, by the way.
Thank you.
When there's always a thin line with a parent head, never the person in it. Manny Pacquiao, you've lost 4 finals. McGregor, benefits. When is that time when you go, do you know, I'm not going to do this no more. What the fuck am I doing? And how long did it last for before you went, no, what the fuck am I saying? I'm going to go and do it. Have you had doubts? How long did doubts last for? And why didn't you just think, do you know what? I'm a good looking boy. I'm from Essex. I could probably get a decent job. Why am I going to put myself through? I've been to 4 finals. They've robbed me 3 times. Like, this is all before 21. You're 21 now. So this is like, 17, 18, whatever it is. Like, what kept you going?
You know what it was? Again, it comes back to that thing of just, I wanted to be great. I wanted to just achieve great things. I wanted to make my life meaningful. I wanted to sort of really leave my impact and really do great things in life. And I look at it like I could have given up and could have just said, I'll go get a job in the city on a trading floor or like.
Did you have a blip at any time?
Bro,
anytime?
Doubts that's natural. I've had so many doubts in my head over the times, but it's like you just got to push them doubts out and say, nah.
So the area for me is 15 to 17. 15 to 17-ish.
Yeah.
Normally, girls, clubs, ever kick in for you? Did you ever like slowly go to the left and someone had to fucking drag you back in, or was you just always plain sailing?
Yeah.
I can still have fun with my mates, but you know what? I know what I'm gonna go do, because I've seen so many kids when they get to 15. I'm like, okay, they've been with me for 2 or 3 years. Here's crunch time now. They're gonna, they've gone through puberty. They're good looking boys or girls, and their friends are doing this. They haven't got to watch what they're eating. They're going out. What about you?
You know what? I was lucky, right? Because the time I was 15, 16, 17, it was lockdown.
Okay.
It hit lockdown hit 15, 16, 17, and then as you know, the amateur boxing world was just standstill for like 2 years, 3 years. Nothing was going on. You couldn't fight. There was no shows. Yeah. You couldn't even really train. Well, you weren't allowed to train anyway.
Yeah.
And that time come round, and that's when I had like a little release. It was like, even as lockdown was being semi-lifted, I was going out, fake ID, 15, 16, 17. I'd be out every weekend. I weren't drinking. I've never been a big drinker. I've never drunk really in my life. I'll probably drink twice a year maximum, even now. Never really enjoyed it. But I was out, girls, whatever else, partying, having fun, but I was still training. So it was like, for me, by the time I got to 18 and boxing was back and you could fight now, I lived it. Like, going out never amused me anymore.
So you had like a stopgap without having to affect your boxing. Lucky.
As mad as that sounds. As mad as that sounds. But so I got to 18 and I was going out, and I went out a couple of times when I was 18, and I was just like, mate, this is boring now. I've done this. All this, I've done it. I don't drink. I don't get on it. I don't do drugs. Nothing. I've never have. Yeah. Never probably will. Yeah. And so it got to 18, I was going out, and I was just like, mate, this is meaningless. What I can't even be asked to go out. So then when I did get to 18, it was like, right, now I can just sort of boxing. This is my way out. This is my vehicle.
So when you went to 18, you wasn't lucky enough to have that smooth transition from youth to seniors.
No. So
how was that?
Yeah. It weren't too bad. It's boxing's boxing. I've done it for so long. I've always been sparring with bigger, older kids. Okay. Through every gym I've been through, and I believe you have to spar with bigger boys. You have to spar with older boys. So it weren't. I never even looked at it like it was a big jump. It was just, again, it's just boxing. It's just sparring. It's just fighting. It's so it was never really a big thing. But even like going back as well, like when I was going out, I was doing silly things. I was going out messing around. I got nicked a couple of times, and to the man who did save me, or the man who did help me, sort of guide me on that path. Looking back now and thinking back now, was, do you know Ricky McFarlane?
Yes.
Ricky McFarlane, right? So that PWR gym, we built that in lockdown, and every day, he'd pick me up 6 o'clock in the morning from my house.
How old are you?
16. He'd pick me up from my house 6 o'clock in the morning, take me to the gym all day. We'd build that gym. We'd be working, training, everything all day in the gym, and then they drop me back 10 p.m. at night. And that helped me. That saved me, because it gave me that bit of purpose. Even when lockdown was being semi-lifted and things like this, and I was still going out, he was like, I got nicked one weekend, right? And this is a funny story. So we was all out Saturday night, and it was Sunday morning. We were all training in the gym. There was a few of us, few of the boys, and we've gone out. I got nicked that night, and the next day they found out, because I remember being just a mad, weird circumstance of events. So I ended up having an old bill chase me. They grabbed me, they throw me on the floor. I'm in the middle of Upminster High Street. It's about 10 p.m, 11 p.m. at night. I'm face down in the middle of the road with cuffs behind my back, and one of the boys' dads, Frankie Middleton's dad, Jay Middleton, right, he's coming down the road in his van. He's got out of the car. Fred, what are you doing? I'm like, Jay, help me. You know what I mean? Like that, yeah. So then Jay's ended up telling Ricky, we've gone training the next morning, and they've absolutely beasted us. Like, we're all being sick in bins, we're frying up everywhere. And we first walked in the gym, and he's got a walkie-talkie, and he's breathalyzing all of us with walkie-talkie. So he's putting us into a room one by one. He's going, blow on this. So I've gone, yeah. Blown on it, like what? Yeah, I'm come on, like, thinking I was a little bad boy. And he's gone, you silly cunt. He's gone, it's a walkie-talkie like that. But then they've beasted us. And it was like them times there though, like, it does make you realise, like, that life, it ain't worth chasing at all. No. It's not worth chasing, not one bit. No. And so yeah, but like I say, by the time I got to 18, then I was just like, I'm not bothered about any of that. Yeah. I'm not bothered about any of that now.
What about girls?
If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
Okay, we'll leave that one. We'll talk off air. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So 18, 21 now. what's happening this season? What's the crack with you in boxing then? What's happening?
So yeah, this season now, back on England squad again. So for the last 3 years now, since I was a junior, I've been on the England squad. But the last 3 years, I've been full time with the England senior performance squad
Up in Sheffield?
up in Sheffield.
Okay.
Yeah, so back and forth from there.
What's that like?
You know what? It's
Sorry to cut you. So much comes
no,
up.
yeah, you're good.
So
You're good.
You've got a coach who you obviously believe in.
Yeah,
That believes in you.
yeah.
How do you feel when you leave that coach to go up to England and you've got these other coaches that have to get to know you, get to learn about you? What is that like for you?
You know what? Again, like where I've been doing boxing for so long, it's like you know what you've got to do in yourself anyway. I've been in so many situations, so many scenarios where I've had to figure it out myself.
What about when, because you got a star, I'm guessing,
cool.
And your stars won you things, you won multiple, medals and championships. But then you go, oh, Fred, do this. But you're like, I don't do that. Why would you ask me to do that?
I think you've got to do it, or you've got to at least try to do it. Because I look at boxing, like I always use the analogy of like you're like a builder, and you've got a certain toolbox. If you just say that's not my style, I'm not doing that. It's like trying to put a hammer in a wall with trying to put a screw in the wall with a hammer.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you use a hammer when you've got a drill or you've got a screwdriver?
Yeah.
It's like I always look at it like,
is there anything you feel a bit weird? Like, why would you want me to do that?
Of course, yeah.
Because you've got a bit of flair with your style. I've seen some of your fights.
Yeah.
You got a bit. I'm not talking out of time. I'm just trying to ask. So
Yeah.
When you go there, they don't want you to be a certain. They don't want you to be a certain way to represent England. And it's like, how do you still stay true to yourself, still be you, without losing yourself at the same time? And then doing that, coming back down to see your coach, like, Fred, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? How do you feel about that?
You know, I think you got to know in yourself what you're good at and what you bring to the table, and don't ever lose that. But if you can add a little bit in here or a little bit in there or a little 1%, if you could take 1% from every coach you've been with, and obviously some of you take more, some of you might take a little bit less. But if you can take at least 1% from all the coaches that you've worked with, you're on your route to be a more complete fighter. I think you can't be stuck in your ways. You can't be stubborn with how you're gonna box and what you're gonna do. Of course, don't lose what you're good at.
Yeah, 100%.
You're good at what you do and keep that, but add to that then as well. And the only way you're going to get that, again, is like we said earlier, getting out of your comfort zone, working with different coaches, trying new things that you wouldn't normally try. So like, if a coach says, right, no, I don't want you to box on the back foot today. I want you to come forward. I want you to come forward and I want you to try and rough this other kid up.
Yeah.
And even like me, I'm quite a slick counter puncher. I prefer to be on the back foot move, dance.
Yeah.
But there's going to be times in fights when you're going to need to bite down on that gum shield and you're going to need to stick it on the other kid. Yeah. And you're going to need to bring the fight to him.
Yeah.
And if you've never done that in sparring and you've never done that outside of a fight environment, you're never going to be able to do it in the ring. Yeah. When the real thing comes around.
Yeah, good shout. Okay. Well, on England, so what's the next season look like for you? What's happening? What championships? Where you going abroad anywhere? What can we look for to see you win this year?
Yeah, so there's loads of sort of little competitions and that. It's a bit of a funny time of boxing though, where like we'll obviously, again, politics comes back to it, but with the whole IBA thing and the world boxing thing now.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so like before, the last 2 years, there's been loads of competitions all around the world with but they're being sanctioned through IBA.
Yeah.
But now it's all transitioning over to world boxing.
Yeah.
There's a lot less competitions, but there's still loads of opportunities. There's loads of like competitions they've got lined up. I don't even know. They don't tell us until like a couple of weeks out, and they'll be like, right, we're going here, there, we're there. I'm like, all right, yeah, cool.
Sounds about right. I
always say like amateur boxing, it's a 24/7 job.
Exactly.
You're never out season, you're never in season.
That's
it's 24/7.
What I think a lot of people don't get. Or just on last on that bit of boxing before we move on to your famous TikTok world. How do you feel about, England as a whole compared to America and Europe in terms of the amount of shows and championships and tournaments that fighters can, because I'm saying, wow, 81, but that's like nothing compared to some of the Europeans and the Americans. I mean, just chucking some names out there, even the ones that people know just for the relevance, is like, the Ryan Garcias, the Tank Davises, they're 200 plus.
Yeah.
And isn't that something that do you reckon that, we should do as a nation to give these boys and girls more opportunity to fight more? Because ultimately, the more you fight, the more experience you get. But when you get into the pros, is that something you gotta look to
definitely one day?
How do you, substitute? You're gonna probably be 100 plus, but you get into the pros, yeah. You get to world level, you're in there with someone who's had 500 amateur fights. I mean, there's no substitute for that.
No, yeah, I agree. I think what it is in this country, I think we're so focused on records, and you probably know just as much as I do. But boys, they don't want to fight on club shows, or they don't want to take bouts because they're scared of losing, Or whereas these other countries, they'll fight every weekend. They'll fight every weekend.
But is there
over and
enough?
over.
Is there enough shows for people to fight? Do you think, though, Fred, right now?
I think there's loads of shows.
think?
I think it's just boys don't want to take the risks of getting beat, or they don't want to take the risks of they don't want to roll the dice. I've always wanted to roll the dice. I've always wanted to.
And the culture of West Ham, Repton, when they get a fight or a bout from one of you boys, not at your level now, but you know,
Course, yeah.
Is it like you just got to fight?
Yeah, I always remember it was like you'd be in the gym in Repton and be like, right, you got a bout next weekend? What? Yeah, you got fighting next weekend. Oh, all right.
And the culture-wise, is that everyone just knew that? It was like they got on with it? Because I feel like at the minute, people are like, I want 4 weeks, or I want this and I want that. And people want these nice, tidy time frames to fight. And it's like, that's not how it works.
No,
surely.
it's not how it works. Like I say, it's a 24/7 job. You got to be ready always. Always ready to fight, especially in the amateurs. So it's like, back in Repton and that, you like I said, they go to you, right, you're fighting next weekend. We got to fight in 2 weeks' time. And you just have to go, all right, then, cool. But like you see certain boys, they come up with mad excuses. Like all of a sudden, fight week, they're ill, or they can't make weight, or they're this, or they're that. But like,
mental,
I was always just like, right, if there's a fight there, I'm taking it. Let's go, let's fight, because that's how you learn it. Again, it's no different to football, no different to golf, no different to any other sport. You're just trying to better yourself. Like if you lost a football game, you're gonna get it next week. Why is that different in boxing or amateur boxing? Why is it different in amateur boxing? Unless you get stopped, obviously, or you're injured or whatever. But like, if you went in there, you had a good, tough, close 3-2 split fight, and you lost, and you're on the wrong end of it. Why not go back out the next weekend and fight again next weekend? Like
good mindset.
Even down to sparring. Like, if I get my head punched in the sparring, I want to fight. I want to spar again tomorrow. I want to spar the same kid again tomorrow. If I just got my head punched in right now, I want to spar again tomorrow now. Yeah. Or the day after, or whatever day it is, quick as you can, get back in there and right them wrongs. Yeah. Or try to anyway.
And that's what it's about. I think that mindset and that culture, trust me, it's not everywhere. So good on you.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Okay. That's Fred Pullen, the boxer.
Yeah.
Let's get into it now.
Okay.
Fred Pullen, the TikToker.
The TikToker.
I was in Matchroom Gym, and I was talking to George and Jimmy, and we went through your page. I tried to find the post that you put up when was it a girl from Love Island that you tried to chat up and she wasn't on it.
Yeah,
Let's go for it. Come on, let's talk about it. Go on.
So I'm a big believer in you've got to take every shot you can. You've got to shoot every shot you can. And if you don't shoot that shot, who knows what could have happened? And if you don't ask, you don't get in this life. I'm a big believer in that.
Okay.
So I was out one day. I was on my own as well.
Okay.
And it was a beautiful sunny day. I'm sat around the pool somewhere, and I'm sat there and I'm looking over and I'm thinking, oh, that's her from Love Island. That's her. She's with one of her mates. And I thought, again, if I don't shoot my shot now, who knows what could have been? Do you know what I mean? So I think, right, I pulled the courage together. Or it didn't take much anyway. I just thought, fuck it, I'm going for it. Got up, went over, went to talk to her, and she just pied me off. Basically told me I'm a baby, right? In front of everyone in the place. And like, everyone's seen me get rejected as well. And I stood there and I was like, like that. And I just sunk. I felt like jumping in the pool and just like that in the pool. But
what did you say? Come on, give us a line. What did you say?
I know what it was. She walked up and I went, I recognise you from somewhere. Where do I know you from? And she went, oh, you must have seen me on Instagram and this and that. I went, oh yeah, I don't know. What's your Instagram then? She went, oh, boop, 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 boop. I typed her Instagram in. Clicked on it. I went, oh, if I follow you now, you're going to follow me back though? She went, you're a baby. You're just a little kid. I was like, that's when I was just like, like that. Just sunk. Mate. Just sunk. And I was just like, oh, no worries. After that, I got up, left the pool. I was like, yeah, no. I've got to get out of here.
Oh dear. Okay, another one. I remember seeing you get a kit from England every year. I'm guessing, yeah. And you gave a little tutorial on the kit and you rated it 8 out of 10.
They weren't too impressed with
I saw the comment.
They weren't too impressed with that.
So what made you do that? And what sort of feedback did you get? Because obviously you're just being honest, didn't you?
Yeah. Like, I always say anything you see of me online is me. Like, I'm not staging stuff. I'm not planning stuff. It's just things that happen in my life there and then. Yeah. And I'll just get a camera out and I'll film it anyway. And I thought, I'll get the kit out, film the kit, me trying the kit on. And because a lot of people love that England boxing stuff. That people love that, oh, wait, he boxes for England. Like, like, and I got it out, tried it on. I rated it an 8 out of 10. And I was, like I said, I was being honest. I just rated it an 8 out of 10.
I just saw their comment. They were like, yeah. Like.
I got a text message within 20 minutes of me posting that. only an 8 out of 10 from and I was like, and I got another text message a couple of minutes later, and it was like, I don't think I can collab that post, Fred. I think I'm gonna get in trouble if I collab that post on the England page. And I was like, but again, I'm just being honest. I'm just saying what I see, saying what I think, and that kit, it was an 8 out of 10, and I will stand on that. But
So what is we've spoken about Fred Pullen the Boxer, we've spoken about a couple of things that I've seen. What is your TikTok about, and what are you trying to do? What are you trying to bring to what sort of content are you trying to bring to people?
Like I said earlier, like I'm just putting out who I am organically. That's just me. Anything you see of me online, it's just me being me. Mm-hmm. So it's things I would be doing without a camera in my face, but I'm just putting that camera anyway. I'm putting the camera in my face whilst I do it. Yeah. I'm just showing people who I am, who Fred Pullen is. Yeah. So you could say, like I say, if you don't know Fred Pullen, you can try and get to know him anyway, a little bit. Yeah. But all my content is just organically me. Yeah. Like the reason I started content, one of my mates went to me, "Cool, you live an amazing life, don't you? You do some mad stuff. You're here, you're there, you're here, you're there." But I never looked at it like that. I just looked at it as me. I'm just living. I'm just being me. And he's like, "Oh, you're doing this, and then you're doing that. And God, that story you told me last week, that's I can't believe you did." And he was like, "You should start filming this." And I said, "Do you reckon?" He went, "Yeah, you definitely. People would love to see what you do." Yeah. And I was like, "Yeah, you know what I could do?" As it goes, and started posting, and it started off just boxing stuff, like me being with England, I'm going here, I'm fighting here. And then I started to get a confidence in front of the camera. And then after that, I started to thought, right, I've got to start doing stuff outside of boxing now as well, like who I am as a person, and put myself out there as well. Yeah. And I think the first video I did of that was a finger picker one. I don't know if you've seen it or not.
No.
And me and my mates, we was in Sports Direct, and there was these 20-pound Puma Slazenger shit flickers, like, you know, like the proper like raw trainers, you wouldn't be seeing them. No, you wouldn't want to be seeing them. You wouldn't
purchase them.
Yeah. And we said, all right, we'll do a finger picker. Whoever loses has to buy them and wear them out. Yeah. So we went, yeah, right then. I went, wait. Let me film it, boys. Let me get the camera out. Got the phone out. And like I say, filmed it. My mate ended up losing it, wearing the trainers. We made him wear them out. And that did over 1 million views. Wow. And I was like, whoa, like if that gets 1 million views, and that's just me being me. What else can I put out there? Yeah. I've done other videos now. Like there was one last week where me and my mate, we crashed a stranger's wedding. And
wow.
Yeah, we see the film Wedding Crashers, and we was like, we've got to do that. And I actually got a DM of someone on Instagram said, I love your boxing. Do you want to come to my wedding? And I thought, yeah, right, this is it. Perfect. This is like the stars aligning. Yeah. We're going to get dressed up. We're going to put suits on, and we're going to go to this wedding. Yeah. And we ended up going to this wedding. Even that got like over like 300,000 views across all platforms. Wow. And that's just me being me though. I would have done it anyway, but I just got the camera out and filmed it anyway.
Yeah. That's good, man. That's good. So talk to me about the girls that are saying, do you know who Fred Pullen is?
That one, right? That was a funny one as well, because I was out after posting a few videos online. I had a brand called Tropay message me, and they wanted me to basically go out on the streets and do some bits, wearing their clothes, getting people to rate the fit and whatever else. And we was out in Soho, and I'm wearing their clothes, and it started off, girls, would you rate my fit out of 10? And they'd rate it, whatever else. And then these girls, they started getting a bit shirty. Yeah. And they was going, you're not famous, you're not this, you're not that. And I was like, okay, yeah. And they went, do you know who Steve Irwin is? I went, no, who's Steve Irwin? They was Australian. I went, no, who's Steve Irwin? I knew who it was. I'm just winding them up now because they're being shirty back. So I thought, I'll wind these lot up. They're going, you don't know Steve? I can't believe you don't know Steve Irwin. I went, yeah. I went, do you know Fred Pullen? They went, no. I went, you do now. Lovely to meet you, girls like that. And they just shut them up after that. It was just, it was funny.
That's unreal. So you said earlier about confidence in front of the camera. Was you not too sure in front of a camera to start with?
No, I've always been a confident kid. I've always been sort of quite an extroverted kid. But like the whole idea of posting online, it was always also almost seen as cringe. And
for your age group anyway, your age group, they might think about what you're doing.
Yeah, it was almost seen as cringe. It was like, why? Like you see it, people slagging people off in your groups and stuff like that. Look at him. Who does he think he is posting online, this and that?
That's crazy though, isn't it?
Yeah.
But they still watch it.
But they still watch it. They still watch it. They still watch it, but they don't like it. They don't leave comments. But they still watch. They still watch. Trust me, I know a lot of people like that. But yeah, like it was almost like I was always like, oh no, I don't do that. I don't be a TikToker. I'm just me. Like And in the end, I just thought, wow, you know what? What have I got to lose? Yeah. What have I got to lose?
Got nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose. Yeah. And the majority of people that are slagging you off, they're not your mates anyway. So what do you care? Why do you care what they think?
That's it.
Like so, like I say, I started posting. And I just got loads of positivity, and people were just, Fred, I love what you do online. Mate, you crack me up. Your jokes, you're this, you're that. And like, I got so much more love. Don't get me wrong, you still get a lot of hate. You get a lot of hate online, and people leave a lot of comments online, and you just think like,
You read them?
yeah, of course. I laugh at them, but I love it though. I laugh at them. Like the best comments are the ones that slag me off, because I look at them and I crack up at them. I think they're hilarious. Some of the comments I look at them, I think, how do you even think of that? Like some of the people, I think, how do you even think of that when I look at it? But like these people that are leaving comments, or the hate comments, or the people that are hating on you, they'll never do it to you in real life. Yeah. They're doing it behind a fake account, on a fake anonymous account, leaving a comment that they would never say to you in real life. And 9 times out of 10, the people that leave these comments slagging you off, when they see you down the pub, it's Fred, oh mate, your stuff online is proper, mate. It's this and that, and then they're your best mate to your face. Like I've never had one bad interaction in real life with someone where they've
because it's all just
it's all
just
people feel safe behind the screen leaving a comment.
Definitely, it just shows them what their character is most of the time, doesn't it?
Of course, and they're just sort of they're venting their hatred and their negativity, because I always say these people they've got so much hate on themselves for not. It's them projecting their fears and then projecting what they're uncomfortable doing upon you. Yeah, just because they don't feel like they can do it themselves. So it's like they feel like they have the need to project that upon you. Yeah, because you're doing what they wish they could do. Yeah, and like I've never, like I said, the hate comments. I'll get loads of them, but they've never got to me. I've always just thought,
good. Don't listen to them.
Like I said, I laugh at them more than they affect me. Yeah,
that's it. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next part of the podcast. I've got a couple more bits to go through with you. First, next one, something I've never done before, is impersonations. Cool. When I hear your voice and I see your TikTok and whatever, I think I don't know the guy's name, but pull it up when we do the edit. Yeah. Is he says something along the lines of, "What's happening, girl? You all right?"
What's happening? Yeah.
Give me your best impression of that. See,
that's
please.
My worst one, because everywhere I go, "What's happening? Sweet? What's happening? What's happening?" But yeah, that's my. I get that everywhere. Like even like girls, they'll be like, "You love saying what's happening." I'm like, I can't help it. It's just part of my vocabulary. But you can have one anyway. I go, "What's happening, girl? You all right?"
What is the success rate?
What's that?
The success rate, if you said that to a bird, what's the success rate?
The success rate of that?
Yeah, do you engage? They engage?
That's a 99% win ratio. Yeah. No. I don't necessarily say, "What's happening, girl? You all right?" But I'll be like, "What's happening? What's going on? You good?" You know what I mean? Like, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm all right." Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Right. Favorite boxers.
My favorite boxers of all time.
I heard Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, Manny Pacquiao, one of them.
Top three.
Lomachenko.
Okay.
Again, would fight anyone, anywhere.
Anyone would think he's a southpaw, wouldn't they?
Yeah, maybe. And Crawford, Terence Crawford.
3 southpaws. Okay, cool.
Unbelievable fighter, Bud, man. He's probably my number one. Yeah. Bud's probably my number one. I'll probably put Lomachenko number 2 and Manny Pacquiao 3, but I just loved him as a kid. He was.
Did you watch the Canelo fight? I'm guessing you did.
I was there. I was in Vegas.
Oh, you went for
I
it,
went out to Vegas. Yeah, me and my dad.
We got a flyboy over here, guys. We got a flyboy over here. He was saying, "What's happening, girl? You all right?"
Yeah. Nah. Me and my old man, we said, I said to my mom, I said, "We got to go. We've got to do it."
What was it like? What was the atmosphere like?
Crazy.
Was it actually crazy? Because you couldn't really get that from the TV. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
It would never be the same, but what was it like in there?
You know what? It was Mexican Independence Weekend. That weekend in Mexico or in America. So a lot of the Mexicans were there. Like I would say the crowd was 80-20 Mexican to American.
Wow.
It was, loads of, and even at the weigh-in, it was just a crazy atmosphere, crazy buzz. Like, it was, and like the American fans, they're so different to the UK fans.
In what way?
Like just the way they get a lot of chants like, "Your guys trash." Like, you just like, what? Like, you would never see that over here. Yeah.
I hear what you're
and like they'd almost be beefing with each other in the stands. Yeah. But like it's like a friendly beef.
Yeah.
Whereas if you got it over here, I feel like if you said something to the wrong person in a UK crowd, you what, mate? What? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It ended up ending in tears. But but I think over there, like the atmosphere over there was quite like before the fight, during the fight, and then probably back from the 6th round. After the 6th round, it just went. Yeah. And the energy was zapped because most of the Mexicans, they knew he was getting beat. And then by that point, when the result got announced, it was just quiet apart from maybe 100 people around me, sort of just like cheering. And it was.
What a moment.
Yeah.
What a moment.
Yeah. Like, good to experience, man.
Did you think he was going to do it?
I said he was going to do it. I've got a video of me as well. So if anyone that doubts me, go onto my YouTube and I'll say it. And in the Vegas vlog, you'll see it. It's the first clip. I say, I think Crawford's going to do it, you know. I think Crawford's going to do it. So Yeah, he's such a special fighter, man. Such a clever fighter.
Does he need to do anything else, in your opinion?
I don't.
They're talking about him going up again to fight Bivol, and you're like, why?
No, why? Yeah, why? I think just ride off into the sunset. You've done it all. What else do you do? Bar money. Money talks.
Whose achievement would you say, really quickly? U6, Terrence's. Who's actually...
Crawford. 3 weights, isn't it? 3 weights undisputed. It's 3. Usyk done 2. Usyk's an unbelievable fighter as well. Don't get me wrong, I love Usyk. I'm not saying nothing against, no hate on Usyk here whatsoever. I love Usyk as well. But yeah, 3 weights. He's done 3 weights undisputed. Usyk's only done 2.
Yeah, mental. Got another impersonation I'd like to hear from you, please.
Hit me.
Big John Fisher.
Yeah.
Give us a Bosh.
Bosh.
That was actually quite on point, wasn't it? We'll have to get a poll out of that one. That was actually pretty decent.
Do you know the other one I love to do with John Fisher?
What's that?
Yeah. Who wants a fucking burger?
It's just all embedded in you, isn't it?
Yeah. These are easy. This is me. This is my dialect. This is me. This is easy.
His area, so he feels familiar with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all good.
You hear it every day.
Right, I'm going to fire some boxes at you.
Go on.
Word association. First thing that comes to mind when I say their name.
Go on.
Yep. Anthony Joshua.
Champ.
Okay. Conor Ben.
Contender.
Chris Eubank Jr.
Chris Eubank Jr.
He's got rid of
Showman.
He's got rid of the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah, showman.
Showman. Okay, cool. Who else we got in the country at the minute? Who's doing some bits? Let's go. Hamza Shiraz.
Good fighter.
That's 2, but we work on these guys. They don't get. No one's got the one word thing yet, have they? Since we had them
I
on the
never
show.
sat my GCSEs, so yeah, I never done GCSEs. So
Maths was just like I didn't do 1 and 2. They didn't even come into my my frame. Okay, cool. Who else we got? Let's look at Johnny Fisher.
Johnny Fisher, hungry.
David Adelaide.
David Adelaide, strong.
Moses Atuma.
Beast.
I like these. Anthony Yard.
Again, Anthony Yard. I would say, I'm trying to think how to put it to one word now.
Yeah.
To keep to it. But Anthony Yard, I would say, he's a real fighter. I'm trying to think how to put it into one word, but he's just real. Yeah, real.
Good. Tyson Fury.
Joker. I love Tyson, man.
Alexander Usyk.
Big Joker.
I got a couple more. Jay Patel.
Animal.
I like that one. Yeah. And we'll finish off. Katie Taylor.
Professional.
Love that.
Yeah, professional.
Love that. That's some nice words there. So, what would you? Where are you hoping to go in the pros?
All the way to the top. I wouldn't be doing it otherwise.
What weight class are we looking at?
We're probably looking at maybe super feather to start with.
Okay.
And through the weights, we go up to lightweight. I reckon I'd even, because I'm massive for the weight, for my weight now.
Yeah.
And I make it quite easily. I'm quite slim. So I believe I can even fill out all the way up to sort of welterweight.
Really?
In the future,
In
yeah.
the future,
yeah. In the future, as I get older and as sort of my body puts on more weight and I put on more muscle. Yeah, like I say, start off a super feather, go through the weights, all the way up to welterweight.
And someone who's been through the amateur rankings, you know, elite now, England squad, what's your whole take on the Misfits?
I think it's good for the sport. And I've said this to people before, I generally think Misfits is good for the sport of boxing because it brings in a whole new audience and a whole new crowd of people that wouldn't normally watch boxing. They might tune in one week and say, oh, my favourite, like KSI is fighting this weekend. I really love KSI, I'm going to watch this. And they might watch it and they might think, oh, you know what, I quite like this boxing stuff. Oh, what's this? The Zone's, they're advertising, oh, who's this? Canelo's fighting this weekend. Oh, I might tune in and watch that. Yeah. Oh, mate, this Canelo's unbelievable. And then all of a sudden you've got a new fan there. And off the back of someone that wouldn't probably normally watch boxing, they're not from a world or they're not been in an environment where boxing's big or they've never been exposed to boxing before. And all of a sudden now they have been exposed to it, they love it.
Have you seen anyone on Misfits that you thought looks half decent?
Darren Till. I think Darren Till looks half decent.
Yeah.
But
anyone give you any problems in the ring?
what, the Misfits lot? Drop me out. Drop me out. All right, man. Drop me out. Come on now. Come on now. Is this a serious podcast? Or is this a Misfits? This is a Misfits podcast. This is a Misfits podcast, isn't it? I can,
But again, that it just shows the level, not the levels because that's disrespectful, but it's just like I think the best answer I've had was from Jordan Banjo, and he mentioned that it's just two different vehicles of boxing. So you've got boxing, it's like the amateurs, the elites, the pros, and you've got Misfits, which is just like boxing, but it's not that boxing. And he thinks the problem you've got the idiots in the middle, whoever they are, comparing them, and that's when it becomes an issue. Like, you are not comparing them.
No, there's no comparison.
No, I don't think anyone on Misfits is actually comparing themselves either. But it's like I think it's the audience in between, like, it's not boxing, it's not boxing.
You say no one from Misfits compares it, but like I'll say here on this podcast, I've had Misfits guys DM me and ask me for sparring, and I've said, yeah, you want to spar? Cool, no worries. We've sparred. They say, yeah, we'll do 6 rounds. They get out after 3, or they get out after 2 rounds, and it's
Really?
like they don't.
I think, but with all due respect though to them, that 2 rounds with you is probably better conditioning and preparation for any of the other sparring. So to be honest, I think it's smart, if anything else. But I think I don't really play into when they talk about this and that. When people are selling the fight and selling the show, I don't genuinely think Misfit people are going, I'm going to be fucking...
No, of course.
Do you know what I mean? I think it's the general public that that's not boxing, why is it on? But how do you feel about, really quickly, because you are the second person they've had on the show that's gone through the amateur rankings, you've given blood, sweat and tears, you know, dedication, all this sort of stuff. And, you know, you see these guys that don't have, you know, and they're getting paid like millions, potentially. How does that make you feel?
I say fair play.
Anything?
Fair play to them. Fair play. Because it's like, again, it only trickles down to the lower levels as well. Like I said earlier, it brings in new fans. They're going to be spending more money to watch boxing because they enjoy it more now. It's only going to trickle down to the boys at the lower level anyway. But not just that, like that you say, I've given blood, sweat and tears to boxing, but they've given blood, sweat and tears to growing their following. And they're not just people that are coming in, just random people off the street and jumping in and making millions or thousands, hundreds of thousands. They're not just people you dragging in. They're people that have worked hard in their own right, in their own niche or their own subject or topic or whatever you want to call it. And then they've just transferred that over to boxing. I think fair play to them. They're clever. They're smart for doing that because they've cracked the market now.
And if Fred Pullen was to not retire, it's not really retiring, but, you know, leave the amateurs. When you leave the amateurs, you have like, I don't know, you have like an 18-month potentially transition if you're doing it correctly and you're going to a weight. And in the meantime, Misfits go, hey, mate, do you want to... your following's now at like maybe 200K, 300K, 500K. What's Fred going to do?
Listen, I'll put it out there now. Fred Pullen will fight any Misfits fighter you want to put in front of him. Any Misfits fighter, just give me the call. Whoever it is who's running Misfits, call me, I'm there. I'll fight 2 in the same night.
Ooh, they like all that sort
of... exactly. I know.
Be careful. They like that sort of stuff. They like 1 man, 4 fights in one night.
Hey, show me the money.
That's great. That's great. Well, listen, it's another episode. Fantastic to have Fred Pullen, and he is elite amateur boxer who's still on the grind. He's growing his following. TikTok, it will all be in the episode when it comes out, all these tags. Give him a follow, keep an eye on him, and thanks for coming on.
No, pleasure for having me. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it.
Cheers.